The Trojan War was a massive expedition, involving 28 contingents from mainland Greece and around 1,200 ships with a military force of about 70,000 to 130,000 men. The war map is as complicated as any major war, with many seemingly unrelated occurrences leading to the conflict. According to Homer's Iliad, there were many allies involved, making it one of the most extensive and involving expeditions in the world at the time. The top Trojan War map is featured in many books, and it tells the same story with all the key characters. It covers all the important events that happened during the war. Here are the main details to look for. The Trojan War all started with a beauty contest between three goddesses, Aphrodite, Athena, and Hera. Paris, a prince of Troy, ended up picking Aphrodite as the prettiest, and in return, she promised him the most beautiful woman on earth, Helen of Sparta. The only problem was that Helen was already married to Menelaus, the king of Sparta. Menelaus' guest, Prince Paris, took his wife and caused the Trojan War. Menelaus knew this might happen, as Helen had been stolen before and had many suitors. When Menelaus married Helen, he made a pact that if she was stolen, all her previous suitors would help him get her back. It was on this pact that Agamemnon rallied the Greek forces for the Trojan War. Odysseus and Achilles were among those who were summoned to fight in Menelaus and Agamemnon's war. Many of them were not happy about it, so Odysseus pretended to be mad and Achilles dressed as a woman. However, they were all eventually discovered and forced to join the war. Agamemnon, a descendant of the god Tantalus, annoyed the gods by boasting about his hunting skills. As punishment, Artemis held back the winds so the ships couldn't sail, demanding Agamemnon's daughter as a sacrifice. Only after he had killed his own daughter did the goddess release the winds that sailed them to Troy. Achilles, who was forced to join the war, didn't want to fight even though he could have easily won it on his own. His best friend, Patroclus, asked to lead Achilles' army, the Myrmidons, into battle. Achilles agreed, but after Patroclus was killed by Hector, the war became personal for Achilles. Achilles sought vengeance for Patroclus by challenging Hector to a one-on-one fight. Hector, though skilled, couldn't compete with the demigod and was ultimately killed. After King Priam intervened, Achilles allowed Hector to be buried with honor. Achilles, the famous Greek hero of the Trojan War, was not actually invincible. His mother, Thetis, had tried to make him immortal by dipping him in the river Styx as a baby. However, she held him by the heel and that part remained vulnerable. So when he was shot in the heel during the war, Achilles tragically succumbed to his injuries and died. The Trojan War dragged on for 10 years with no end in sight. Odysseus, a brilliant military strategist, came up with a plan to outsmart the Trojans. The Greeks built a giant wooden horse, hid soldiers inside, and left it at the gates of Troy. The Trojans, thinking it was a peace offering, brought the horse inside their walls, and the Greek soldiers emerged at night to burn down the city. And that's how the Greeks finally won the war.